Every story has a villain. Well, in our life, it was Aston Villa this weekend. We are three Manchester United fans. I am Bhupinder, and with me are my friends Siddharth and Tushar. And welcome to Not Another United podcast. Unfortunately, it was another defeat. Gentlemen, what did you make of the game? Tushar?
So, firstly, congratulations on our eighth episode. We made it, but I guess that's where the positive news ends for today. But yeah, यार मुझे याद ही नहीं आ रहा भाई लास्ट टाइम कब मतलब अच्छे अच्छे कन्विंसिंग विक्ट्री के बाद मैंने जो पॉडकास्ट किया था मतलब apologies for the curse. ठीक है फिर बोल दूँ
Pardon my friends, French.
yeah exactly
It's
but yeah
Gurgaon flavored
it's
French.
मतलब the worst part is that our best player also got an injured so doesn't do any favors at all. Yeah, disappointing. Again, a case of dominating the match and not doing shit with it in terms of the result. And Villa must be feeling so good. They had to they played at what 5 out of 10, 6 out of 10, and came away with a victory. Rogers
They
must
were not
be
at their best.
yeah, they hardly did anything. I mean, they looked um, far away from the team who has won 10 out of the previous 11 Premier League matches. Made me feel good during the match, but of course, the result is your did your mic.
Said we can't hear you.
But yeah, the result again
So 10 out of 11 Premier League matches,
wasn't
is
good.
that what
What
you
about
say?
you? Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's their 10th consecutive win. They also had a sneaky tweet. The Aston Villa social media admin was like, that United fan could have
The
had
United
his
fan.
haircut
I
twice.
think I think it was a good performance, but
Yeah.
a frustrating result. Something to I mean I won't be a negative Nelly like you two. I'll take some heart from it. But am I audible? No,
Yeah, none of us expect you to
see
be
the
negative
it
also. You are an
still
eternal
it still
optimist.
be you can
Or
still be
any fan who wants
frustrated
to
and yet
be
positive, right? I mean,
gung
you
ho
don't have
positive.
to be all downbeat and pessimistic. So the my point is that that's why I reconfirmed 10 out of 11. So a we had we had a second string starting 11, so to say, in most cases, and we had a team who was third in the league on the ropes for most of the match. I think it was a good performance, barring the result, and I know the result is what matters, but I think I'll take some heart from it.
Yeah, I think it's a story
Surya
of
season.
could have, would have, should have, and that's been happening for us United fans from a long time. Unfortunately, the result is true to itself. We maybe deserve to lose because we didn't take our chances. It's that's how football is. It can be very harsh and very cruel, but it's been testing every United fan for a very long time now. Uh, People like us, we are sort of used to it in a certain sense. I feel, but ठीक है, it's good that we are also seeing a lot of positives, and that's what keeps our hope alive. That there is something ahead of this bad patch. There is something which could be very good. So yeah, fingers crossed. I still maintain that we still have a possibility of finishing sixth, but the testing time is this period. This period where our players are away for Afcon, where our captain is injured, our best player is injured. So
Yeah,
it
yeah.
this is the hardest time of the season for us.
and almost our easiest patch. We won 2 out of the last 8 games. So with every passing
We're
match,
only
my hope
only
of
a
being in the
point,
top five
only
are
3 points away
down
from
the drain
Champions League places, right?
for sure.
And it's not like any other team is extremely consistent. Chelsea, has lost a bit of steam. Liverpool has come into a bit of steam. Then you have Sunderland, who is an outlier clearly. Then you have Aston Villa, who is overperforming on their XGs and all other metrics and are bound to lose teams. I mean, uh, barring Arsenal right now, and okay, Aston Villa. I think it's anyone's game to kick those other two positions for top five. Obviously, you have to win matches. I mean, you can't draw or lose every match and be in top five goes without saying. But what I mean is that eventually we will. start converting our chances. That's the hope, and we will start gathering wins. I mean, see the performances. There is. I mean, at least I can't deny that there's a clear uptick in the performances. Right, there is a visible change, improvement in our performances. So the results are should happen. Hopefully.
By the way, with the
Yeah,
same
I know,
logic,
I know.
there
Yeah.
are 7 teams who are just 4 points
So, but
behind.
again, why will I look at the
5 teams
chasing
who are
pack and
just 3
again
points.
look at the pack that I am chasing to? So I mean,
Yeah, because the pack that we
but
are chasing,
I think
we are
it's only
currently
chasing
chasing.
only.
We have not come anywhere near whenever we have had the chance. So
And
obviously,
that's
the
that's
point is
true.
we have to agree
लास्ट
ना
के
वहाँ तक.
3
It's
हफ्ते में भी
painfully true.
लिवरपूल जो 12th थी अभी 5th है, right? So I mean 5th, right? So it's a young league right now. I mean, it is pretty nascent stages. We're not. I mean, when I say nascent, I mean in terms of the standings, in terms of people moving up and down. It'll take some time to settle, and then top 6, top 7 breaking away from the pack. And I hope that we would be in that top 7 who breaks away from the rest of the pack, and then we push for top 5. That is my hope. But yeah, I mean, as long as we don't win matches, we can't do anything about it. Good performances mean jack shit till we win matches, but and that's what it is.
Uh, For those of you joining us for the first time, this is the theater section where we start off looking at what has happened in the previous game and our take. Obviously, you can see a bit of controversy and a bit of uh, multiple opinions that are coming through. With that, I have one question for you guys. Uh, Given that United just had one competition to play with so far, right? Because we got knocked out of League Cup. Do you think we could have either utilized our players better, or ideally, given that we are just in one competition, we have to be placed far higher than where we are right now? What's your take on that, Tushar?
Utilizing the squad, I mean, I think it's down to the manager and the leadership. I mean, they're the ones who are living and dying by the sword, quite literally. So, not sure what to make of it. We've already discussed the midfield. I think maybe
Your favorite Casemiro?
too often for my liking. So clearly there are some things which are not impressing the manager. Otherwise, why would he not play certain set of players, right? Maybe the youngsters aren't ready. Maybe the physicality of the league. Maybe the substitutes aren't pushing the starters enough. And again, like he feels that in a way, beggars can't be choosers type situation that whatever he's dealt with in the midfield, he's trying to make the best of it. And but yeah, in terms of us placing ourselves a little better in the league right now, given that we're only playing a single competition. But I don't know. I mean, I don't know what to say about that. But so I often feel that it's good to either be, I mean, at the top or to be there at the shitty bottom, so that there is no head numbing craziness anymore. You're not in the middle because you're in the middle, you keep thinking, "Arey, 3 points more, we could have been here, 4 points more, we should have been here, blah blah blah, all that crap," which has been happening a whole lot of times this season. But now I think after this Villa match, finally I was able to be at peace that we are where we deserve to be. And I stopped the calculation for once. Because like I kept writing even on our group as well, it is a clear pattern. We can't talk about luck. We can't talk about the rub of the green. We can't listen to bullshit players talking about we should stand up for ourselves and all that crap after the match. If you are missing goals from 1 yard, 2 yards out, you deserve to be where you are. Simple as a team. So yeah,
Short
that's my
answer
take.
is no.
What
We
you said.
the results. I mean, for our team that's invested behind the coach, that's completely transformed the forward line. We should have been. We should have had a far better points tally. 7 wins out of 17 matches now. It's a poor return by any stretch of imagination. Yeah, we have 5 draws, but I mean the wins. We should have had at least 10 wins, and that would have been a good start to the season. So short answer is no. I mean, it hasn't been a great start to the season, and I think as one of one of the one of you highlighted on the group that we are lucky that the overall quality of the league has been pretty mediocre. Therefore, we are in the mix. But again, it is a and I'm contradicting myself that while we've had a bad return so far, our performances haven't been bad. So I mean, we are a weird, we are in a weird situation form wise right now. I mean, we are playing good football, but it's not translating to results, and that's all our own doing. But we have been playing good.
But we have
No,
been
I
playing
mean,
good football every match.
in
Everton match
majority
was
of
good.
the
Yes, Everton match was
in
good.
majority of the matches we have played good football. I
West
mean,
Ham match was also good.
if you compare to the last few seasons, our attacking play has drastically improved. Our defensive play was better till the time Dillet got injured. Our goalkeeping, our goalkeeper has been a revelation, right? I mean, midfield is a debatable topic. Let's not go into that. But I think in a lot of aspects we have improved, right? So not necessarily could have he could have
Because your
always
goalkeeper
gotten
was not good.
relegated. He could have
Last
always
season
got.
was shit.
No, no. So
Last
no, my
season was
honest
shit.
take here is just to add to what it just mentioned, right? I think we are second in terms of goals scored, highest goals scored. So this that in that sense, yes, there has been a good amount of attacking intent. We played far better in relative terms than previous seasons, but our defense is still very open. We are still very fragile. We still tend to make the same mistakes. There are areas where we have improved, but I sort of beg to differ that keeper is not
Yeah,
a
I mean, we
revelation.
have
If you
to.
compare him to Onana, oh, massive revelation.
उतना ही
But
उन्होंने से भी
he's
उतना
doing what
एक्सपेक्टेड था
is
ना वही नहीं हो
basically
रहा था ना
expected of
तो
him.
तो बेंचमार्क अभी तो वही है ना अपना फ्रेम ऑफ रेफरेंस वही है ना
ना तो एकदम हाँ एनॉमली है वो तो मतलब एनॉमली ऑफ एनॉमलीज है वो
No,
तो
I did not say
To
well.
be by the way,
I
I
said
don't
we were
agree. We
doing
were
well,
doing
not
very
very
well
well. I did not say
defensively
very
before
well,
Dillet got
but I
injured.
mean, if you look at the matches that Dillit has
Very
not
good.
played in,
Even I was
there's a clear change, departure from how open we are to how you know we were restricting teams to less number of shots, and that's also a stats, right? Pre Dillit's injury, post Dillit's injury, the number of shots that they're conceding has increased because there's no experienced head in the middle of the park to marshal the defense. We right now have a Eden Heaven, who is a 19-year-old chap playing arguably the most important role in the back five. So that's what I meant. I mean, that's where we are struggling right now, in my opinion.
so out of I think three levers, right? Defense, mid attack. Two of them are shit, and then
we'll discuss this further.
and they have been shit for some time now. Like
मतलब
maybe we are
मतलब
overperforming.
अगर हम ये
Maybe we
रिकॉर्डिंग
should
कल
be
करते थे
far
तो स्क्रीन तोड़
far
चुका होता
worse.
अभी तक. We follow the
That's the reason why we don't record on the same
we
day,
follow the
guys.
Amarin principle.
Not that
Give
we are
it some
lazy or
time,
anything, but
cool
care.
off.
No, but so let I mean seriously, we have been conceding such Sunday league goals. It I mean it. I can't believe like some of the goals that we're conceding. जो second goal कल हमने concede किया था. Uh, I hope you were aware of the chain of events that happened, right? Yuri Tillemans, who might be the slowest player on the
Because
pitch,
Casemiro was not there, right?
very easy. Uh, he took on Dalo. Exactly. See, good point.
Hmm.
So he took on Dalo, who's supposed to be really quick. He didn't even do any trick or a step over, nothing. He just turned back and Dalo was done.
His
And
presence काफी था.
he put in a like a okay cross. And then Heaven, I mean, I can't like discount his age there. He's a Premier League footballer. He just went in with a shoddy, shitty leg, which was so weak. Matlab, it wasn't even a clearance. There was no attempt at a clearance. He wanted to just block it somehow, and he doesn't realize that he is 2-3 yards away from his goalkeeper, which is
That was
almost
heaven,
the center
heaven.
of the goal.
I think that
Euro
was
तो
Euro.
charge करने गया था.
No, Heaven. And
Okay.
he didn't charge at the ball, and there
Mhm.
was no clearance either. And then the ball fumbled to Rogers, and then of course, Euro didn't put in his body on the line like he should have.
So,
He took a second
so on that,
longer, which
because
is the same
Guppy
thing.
has been a defender in the past. Uh, Guppy, so I'll put this question to you. I mean, I mean, can the first goal now? Tushar has dissected the second goal ekdam correctly, but for the first goal, was
100%.
it only Euro's fault, or anyone else could have also come in to help him? Because I mean, he clearly backed from Rogers, Rogers' play, right?
So,
He gave him chance to come in, cut in. He could have been more aggressive. He could have closed him down, but could other players have also supported him in closing him down, closing Rogers down?
see, there are two things to this. One, the first goal, first of all, shouldn't have even been a shot. That was shambolic defending. And when that first goal has happened, the second goal can't happen because both are from the same wing, same nature, because you are repeating the same mistake again and again. The first goal, right? You see insane amount of intent from Rogers. He somehow stopped the ball. He paused. He waited to see if he has any support. He's like, ज़्यादा support नहीं है. I'm going to try doing something on my own. Yes, it was a moment of brilliance from him, but it would have been so avoidable. As a defender, one of the things, at least whenever I played wing back only, and one of the things that we were taught was always try to avoid a player cutting inside, because it's difficult to score a goal from an acute angle versus an easier angle. And a guy like Morgan Rogers has this tendency to cut in, and for that matter, a lot of wingers in the Premier League. There are a lot of inside forwards. They always want to cut inside and take those shots. Again, a great example is Bukayo Saka. Rogers does it. Almost everyone across wings they do it. जब आपको पता है कि this is a potential threat जो हो सकता है, it has to be stopped. And one of the other things which I was telling you, right, with United, our game in the attacking front is very good in terms of a pressing game there. The first goal that we scored, Dogu pressed very well. Even if it was at the end of the half, he had that concentration. All those good moments from him, did his part very well. But that same level of press or intent to win the ball back is severely lacking in our defensive half. That is a massive difference. If you see our attacking half, the number of balls that we win or the kind of intent that we go ahead with is so different to what we do in our defense. So, uh, if for the first goal, clearly, ideally I would have wanted more of the wing backs to go press him so that Euro can go back position. If there is somebody already there, like a Heaven is covering a center forward, I would have expected a Euro to try to either block his shot or try to push him away over the wing, so that that chance doesn't even come into the
Absolutely.
picture.
I think on a XG skill that would have been what, a 0.001, that chance from which the first goal happened. From the time he received the ball on the throw-in line to when he cut in and scored, it's quick.
But the calculation is more
Okay.
more complicated. It's more from the shot आप कहाँ से ले रहे हो उस angle से. So whenever you calculate
Now,
XG, it's
while we
more
have
from that lens.
dissected
But yeah, from an
dissected
opportunity, नहीं होना
the
चाहिए.
defensive side of things, so sir, now I would like to put this to you from a attacking standpoint. Uh, what is your take on Sheshko, on the two chances that Sheshko had? I think those were clear chances, clear goal scoring chances. What is your take on it? I mean, I'm sure you'd have been in those positions multiple times at your level, right? So,
So,
okay, you also have to contribute.
I would want to wrap up the defensive part first, by the way. I feel it's like, and what generally wingbacks and fullbacks are told, that it's simple mathematics. When you cut in, you can either thread the ball to the top of the D for somebody to take a shot. You can still cross it, and you can shoot as well. So you have three chances of hurting the other team. But when you're on the line, when you've gone towards the line, you can only do one thing. You can just cross the ball and that's it. You cannot shoot. You cannot relay and pass it back to somebody at the top of the tee for them to take a shot. You can't do that from there. So it's three versus one, basically. And every team has inverted wingers, like we said nowadays. So it should be common knowledge. But why, like,
But
in 10, in 10
even
I don't
with
know,
all
what
the
is missing.
mistakes that we
So
made, we must, praise Rogers, because सब मिस्टेक्स होने के बाद भी उसको जहाँ से उसने शॉट लिया वहां से गोल करना, आई थिंक इट्स व्हाट 4 to 5% वाला चांस, राइट? सो हमारे लिए 0 होता. So
हमारे
it
लिए
reminded
0
me of Jack Grealish's goal against us in I think 2019. But I think credit where it's due. Second chance was easier than the first chance, but mm, I mean both were sensational goals and I mean full of defensive mistakes. Now, will you please answer my question on the attacking front?
I mean,
Yeah, so on like Sheshko missing chances. But like, maybe it's the tail of the season because whenever this is happening, it does not give me a good feeling. Maybe in a different season, it would give me like a lot of positive energy that okay, we're playing good, we're on our toes today, we're creating a lot of chances. But this season, it gives me the same that here we go again, feeling that it's not going to be our day again, and we're going to be left having created 10 chances, scored hardly one, and the other team would create two and score two. And that's exactly what's been happening anyway. From a Sheshko standpoint, so by the way, the keeper could not have made it
And
easier
the
for them
second chance, the
because he
first.
was on the ground already. Uh, the first one, he was on the ground already. Another
Hmm.
thing, that chance was not like organically created, right? It
Hmm.
came to him a certain way the defender missed it, which means the defender is out. He's out of the game. He's off balance. He's done for. So you have only one person to beat, and that person is on the ground.
No, but
जब तुम pause करोगे वो वाला moment,
but
Martinez hit the
उस
tiny post,
सिचुएशन now if I
and that
put in
could
my goalkeeping वाला hat, हमें वही सिखाया जाता था कि spread yourself. I mean spread your legs as far as make yourself bigger so that किसी भी body part से
make yourself bigger.
आप रोको. And उस cases में strikers को क्या सिखाया जाता था कि you strike the goal across the. I mean you strike it across the keeper, right? So that there's a higher probability of the ball creeping between the legs of the keeper. So I think that's what Sheshko is trying to do. What else could he have done in that situation? Is my point.
so. No, so I'll tell you. So the keeper is already
Oh,
gone towards the near side, which means the far side is even
yeah,
more open. And like you said, it is easier to hit across the goal
right,
because you have
right,
a better surface area to hit the ball
right,
through, right? And even if you
right.
hit it badly, it may still go towards the center of the goal. ये भी होता है.
Just at the right
Another thing
height.
was the
Just
ball
at the right height.
was like it was already in the air. Yeah, it was already in the air. It was like in a way it was jumping like that. And
Hmm.
उस time पे
जोक
automatically
ने मारा.
the push pass finish gets ruled out because because he is facing the goal, the ball is coming the other way, so it's very
Hmm.
difficult to. I mean, it's very difficult because the ball wasn't exactly in front of him; it was towards the side. So in a way, like out of like elimination of choices, he was only left with one, which is to thread it through with his laces. Now, वहाँ
Hmm.
पे you would either do it grounded or you would either do it upper, right? Like a little elevated. That was made easier
He
because the
also
keeper was already on the
lobbied the
ground.
keeper. No, I
तो उसको
mean
बस ऊपर मारना
simple
था
and
भाई उसको
slightly
सिर्फ
powerful
ऊपर
push pass से भी वो goal हो सकता था. Because the keeper was already on the ground.
मतलब well, just the ball was at an angle, so lace would be more organic because you can, I mean, you can twist your body a particular way. But yeah, what I mean, he didn't make the right choice. It actually felt like somebody who has their job on the line, like who's not too confident, who's very shaky, who's nervous, who's not in the form of his life,
Maybe
who's not
maybe
had
just
a
a
lot of
case of ring
like
rust. Not played too
who's
much
not in. I
football.
mean,
He's only had 7 starts so far, by the way. And what about the second chance? The one-on-one. Sorry, go on.
I think I think it was just sorry, just to intervene here. Maybe मेरे को
Yeah,
लगा
I
कि
think it was
when I saw that, right,
the
maybe he took
first
a
time
touch too
मारा
many.
उसने
He
touch
just
तो नहीं
went
लिया
a
ना.
bit. No,
नहीं first वाला
no,
first वाले की
you're
बात.
talking about जहाँ पे वो 1-on-1 सेव हो गया था ना.
हाँ second वाला में
Oh, yeah, okay, sorry, I was talking about the second one then.
हाँ but वो
तो
chance तो
फर्स्ट
था
वाला
ना.
सेव हुआ था,
मतलब
सेकंड
chance
वाला तो
था.
क्रिएट ही नहीं हुआ ना, गोल
But
पे
I
शॉट
thought
गया ही नहीं.
my assumption was that he would take a first touch shot. वो ले सकता था in my opinion. Opportunity था. I mean I might be wrong. I'll have to rewatch that action. But उसमें था कि keeper rush कर रहा था and in those situations if someone takes a first time shot it's practically near impossible to adjust your body and save it that quickly if the shot is accurate. But he took a touch. I think the first touch was obviously very heavy. Uh, I mean,
हाँ मतलब मैं इतना बता देता हूँ. So the thing is that like
hmm,
during these situations when you can actually see a very big frame coming towards you. So taking a shot first
hmm,
time is little less
hmm,
probable
hmm.
because you can see that the frame is entirely covered in your peripheral vision. So your first instinct is to just take a decent touch. Either you will the keeper will foul you and there's a penalty, or you can then thread through the goal like an empty goal, right? But of course, none of these things happened because the touch wasn't played anyway.
I
But
have
I
another
think
question for you guys on the game, right? Like, and we'll try to wrap up this section very quickly because we've spoken a lot about the game. But a couple of things that also stood out. One was Cunha's form, which looked interesting. There were moments where he took a lot of shots. There was a lot of intent from him. He played some very nice cross-field passes. He was trying to involve a lot of other players, and he had to take up a lot of responsibility when Bruno was not there. That is one part of it, and also because he got injured and because of maybe many other injuries and Afcon, we finally introduced some youngsters that we were waiting for. So just to bring up these two things, what was your take on Cunha's performance? And how did you find the little performance, the little cameos of Fletcher as
I
well
think
as Lacey? Let's start with
interesting
you, Sid.
cameos. Delighted to see them get their debuts at an away ground. I'm sure their home debuts will come soon. But I think the quality that is there for everyone to see. I was hoping that Lacey's curler, I was hoping for that curler to go in, but it was too easy a shot for the keeper to save. Fletcher kept it tidy, kept it simple. And I mean, ज़्यादा कुछ उसने किया नहीं to for me to comment on it. Now coming to Cunha, I think we could see him going on a run. We could see him, hitting a good patch of form. But the only thing is that he might, he might miss Ahmad and more than we might realize because he's the kind of player who benefits from runners, right? And in Mbumo and Ahmad's absence, we do not have those in plenty. So he's the kind who would dribble half the team and then thread the ball for the runners to run onto the ball. Right now, except Sheshko, we don't have anyone else in our current setup who would do that. So I think that's my skepticism, but I was. It was a good finish by him, not an easy finish. I'm sure Tushar would agree, but I'm delighted for him. Is all I would say. But I think he will be. He is a creative beacon right now. In Bruno's absence, Mainoo is not there. Ahmad and Mbeumo are all ruled out. So I think all the more responsibility on his shoulder.
so. Even when you mentioned this question in the agenda as well, right? I was like, what form?
लोपी इसको हटा
Two
सकते
two
हैं क्या?
goals
तो
in two matches
ऑप्शन है क्या
in
देखो
the
इसको
league
विंडो से
form.
हटाने का?
Uh,
मनुष्य फैला रहे हैं.
and I hope we've not
Which
forgotten
one?
the chance that he missed either. That's not a
The
player in
header,
form.
right? From 3 yards.
You don't remember which one? Of
तो आए मुझे
course.
मुझे लगा था
Keshav,
वो
at least we
गोल
don't
है
target that.
जब उसकी
That
एक
was
सर
a
से निकला मुझे लगा
surprisingly
गोल है.
great cross.
He's a
मुझे
protective
लगा था
player,
गोल है वो.
man. At
मुझे
least
लगा
on
था गोल है वो.
target, that should have been a goal. क्या बात कर रहा है भूपेन?
देखो भाई, expectations ना, पता है कि जब इतना भी नहीं हो रहा, at least we had the headers.
नहीं, so मतलब ठीक है. It's too premature to be talking about somebody being in form when they scored 2 goals in two
If
matches.
you read my
Yes, he
message
has
correctly, I
scored
said,
more goals
are
than
we
what
will we
he
see him
has.
hitting good form? ये पढ़ जाके क्या लिखा था मैंने? I did not say कि उसने good form hit कर लिया है. I mean, is he on the cusp?
Depend मत कर. We know that, by the way, he has scored more goals than Isaac, Watts, and Palmer combined in the Premier League. But that also shows how shitty their return has been. But yes,
One
he
assist,
has 3 goals,
not zero
0
assists.
assists in 14 matches. जब थोड़ा और हो जाए,
I think two assists.
3 goals, 1 assist in 14 matches. जब थोड़ा और हो जाए, then we'll
I
talk
think Sid
about it.
is unfortunately right. Yeah, 2 assists, but doesn't. It's not great reading, nevertheless. But yeah,
जब फॉर्म में आएगा तब देखी जाएगी. That again, it's a matter of inches, right? He
You know,
shouldn't
he
score
also
that
had a
second
good
goal, and then
chance
you
in the
will
second
still have
minute.
it
I
when
think
it's been gone.
That was a good chance by his standard. The keeper was off balance, and he had a fairly easy curler to hit the target. Easy for by his
It was
standard.
not
I
very
think
easy,
उसके
but yes.
उससे perfect ball बन नहीं सकती
Yeah.
थी. He was on the run. उसको टच लेने की जरूरत नहीं थी. अगर वो टारगेट में थी वो गोल होता क्योंकि कीपर नहीं कर पाता कुछ.
And even I though also remembered that Bruno's
Yeah.
chance where he let the ball, he took a really nice touch across his body. And generally, post position where you hit the
हाँ.
ball against the direction you're moving in, which means towards the near post. But he hit it towards the far
ये
post. अगर वो near पे करता, I'm sure the
लास्ट
goal
जो
would
ब्लॉक्ड हो
come,
गया था
even though he
चांस.
was injured.
Your last second of the first half, na?
Left, left में, yes.
You know, when I saw that shot,
मुझे भी
I was
लगा था.
hopeful कि Bruno वापस आएगा. I was like, अरे, he's able to take that kind of shot. I'm hoping that कि कुछ हुआ नहीं है, but unfortunately for us, he
Out
is
for a
now
month. This is
injured.
the
He's out for a
official.
month. He's going to miss a lot of crucial games. And yeah, it's a soft tissue injury. It is
At
going
least a
to
month.
keep him out.
But yeah,
It's
he, like
unfortunate, but yeah.
our opponents couldn't have had a better timing with his injury for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Like in the most dense stretch of the season. He's going to
First
be
of
out.
all, in the so-called top six, United and Spurs stand out as one of the teams that you would want to face. And now without our talisman, all the more easier. But unfortunately, it is what it is. It is nature of the game. With his injury, do you guys think it is an opportunity for Kobe to finally come into the picture? Yes, we know that he was injured for this game, but like Ruben Amorim has sort of maintained, कि I cannot play Kobe because I have Bruno in that position. I do not know if there is anybody else to fill those shoes. I clearly don't want to see Ugarte play there.
सही है.
But do you think Kobe
कैसे
is
मेरा
going
तुषार
to
का फेवरेट
be
है.
that answer, the
गाटे तो मेरा
creative
फेवरेट
answer
है.
for us?
मिडफील्ड is in good health.
We have favorites.
So
Yes.
I let me go first. I should do boxing. If the relationship between Amorim and Kobe is pretty straightforward and not more complicated as it has been made out to be in the media, then I think it'll be Kobe's chance to shine. I just hope that he grabs his opportunity. So I mean, it depends. It remains to be seen if he shines in a number eight position, in a slightly withdrawn number eight position. Because to be honest, I still don't know what his best position is. Is he a number 10? Is he a box to box number 8? Is he a controlling number 6? I really don't know, but it remains to be seen. So I do hope he gets his opportunity, his fair share of opportunity.
Yeah, and I mean it's pretty self-explanatory, right? Uh, like there couldn't have been a better opportunity for him to just get some minutes under his belt, and not a better chance to just show what he's about, and at least get some game time as a player. That's the most fundamental thing you think about, right? Ignore the World Cup coming in or whatever, but you're not getting to play it, and you're not going away either. That's also pretty clear. So so yeah, like only time will tell now. But yes, we are in dire straits. I don't know what combination we're going to play, how that is going to look like. It's surprising to see that our legs have been even more cut short now with Casemiro coming back, and now Mainoo as well. Like भागेगा कौन भाई? मतलब क्या होगा हमारी midfield का? And I don't know. Uh, Maybe so. Martinez had a good outing in the midfield, but not that he was tested a lot. Villa was already retreating. They knew that they only have to, they don't need to score again. So उतना pressure नहीं था उसके ऊपर. But maybe that's a position that Amorim plays in, depending on how Mainoo features. And of course, Casemiro coming back. Let's see what happens. So on the even the academy bit, by the way, I think we missed that part. So we had our 255th and 256th academy graduate to ever make a debut for United in Fletcher and Share Lacey, right? And I think in one of the previous podcasts, me and Mutti had spoken about it. Mood तो change हुआ था, जैसे substitute हुआ था. A lot of happy thoughts, a lot of happy feelings came into the picture. It felt really nice for these two players, and especially जब लेसी ने वो shot लिया तो मजा थोड़ा सा इधर उधर और होता और क्या अलग ही मतलब अलग ही स्टोरी लाइन है
And it's not a bad shot. It was decent hit. Technique ठीक था.
नहीं
Just
the fact that he
it's
went
too
for
easy
it,
for.
that in itself was
Yeah. I think that's a great segue to finally end our discussion on this match and move on to our next section, which is the red zone, where we talk about controversial opinions and multiple other things of what is the way forward for our club, right? And let's, yeah, sorry.
both of you had said we are not going to sign anybody in January a few podcasts earlier. I hope and pray that you have changed your stance, right? Because if there was a time to get somebody in, it is now.
It is now. And I know who you're going to talk about. And we are going to start with that man and the man who we are all thinking of in our minds. What do you think of Semenyo, and do you think he is going to be United bound or Manchester bound? Let's start with you, Tushar.
So I feel I think even though we need a midfielder badly, I think Semenyo would be a United player in a couple of weeks, uh, maybe couple of weeks, 20 days at best, just because he's available, just because of his release clause. And I know that apart from Fabrizio, not many other tier one sources have spoken about it. But yes, us in City, we seem like we're
Ornstein also
kind of in
mentioned
order right
mentioned
now.
that
And
it's a neck to neck. It's
and
a
yeah, and
race to the finish between City and United right now. Yeah.
It's also because his clause is active only till 10th. So that it is going to be done quickly. And if you're a United fan, given that we have such shortage of players right now, if it happens, nothing like it in terms of timing. Yeah, Tushar, sorry, please go on.
yeah,
I
at least
think
I'll be incredibly happy with Semenyo and Gallagher. Gallagher on loan, Semenyo permanent signing. And because I don't see any other midfielder coming in, not in January at least. I don't think
hold that
so.
thought, Tushar. I want to set the same question, and I want to come back to you on
So
something
so I
else.
I
On
think
something
he's a
simple.
great player.
Yes, what do you think
And
about
it's
Semenyo?
it'll be a race to the finish between us and City. I don't think they're actually the favorites right now. Good to see Tushar being optimistic for a change, uh, but I don't think we are the favorites right now. Yeah, I sure hope so that we do become the favorites, but let's see. And I think I am pretty certain of one thing that we won't sign someone just for the sake of signing. If they are not our primary targets for the, I mean, we will only prepone our intentions for the summer to this window. We will not sign players in the mold of, Savitzer or Amrabat or Ighalo just to fill up the numbers, just to appease fans, or just to, make a knee-jerk reaction to an injury or a suspension or bad form. I think that's something I'm pretty confident with this football leadership. So I am pretty confident on that front. Now, if Gallagher is part of our long-term plans, if he fits in from a squad building standpoint, from a for long term, then sure, we will make an attempt to sign him. But if he doesn't, then I don't think we will get a midfielder signing.
I want to come back to Tushar on one point with regard to Semenyo, right? Like now, hypothetically, let's say we only sign Semenyo. Do you still think it's a successful transfer window for us? Only
Yeah,
one player.
yeah, yes, it is. It is. I mean, if we need players in all three positions, by the way, we need one in the defense. We need a few in the midfield, and yes, we need definitely a wing back anyway. But yeah, getting your top signing, irrespective of the window, irrespective of where you are, is always a good window. And January, like, I mean, hardly any time you see teams going for and getting their sort of top target for a particular position in January, to say the least.
I think if Semenyo
Yeah,
comes
I
in,
would
I
be very
think
happy
if Semenyo comes in,
either way.
uh,
Do
and
you
I think he was a target in this summer window as well, and I think he would have been a target for the 26th summer window as well. So I think he would be a great signing, a good signing, irrespective of their need, irrespective of the state or the position we are in. Because see, what we should look at it, we should look at it from a squad building standpoint, right? More often than not, we've always reacted to a problem and not, preempted a problem. And that's what we are doing right now, targeting the front line. We did not have to sign Sheshko. We could have, stuck with Holland and Xerxes, but we did because we wanted to be ready for when the team is ready to challenge for the title. And I think that's where Semenyo signing would play a major role. But I think if he signs, we could, in all probability, see Xerxes leaving.
I'm sure
कहीं ना
Semenyo
कहीं
also
तो
will be hoping for a
कहीं ना कहीं तो
transfer.
जाएगा,
Given,
कहीं ना कहीं तो जाएगा, कहाँ
also for
जाएगा
those
वो?
of you who might not know, so there's another point I was trying to make. It's his birthday on 7 Jan. It's going to be his 26th birthday, and his clause is till 10th. I'm pretty sure he would want to have a nice, happy birthday in the red side of Manchester, hopefully, because he already wears red. It's nice to sort of have that continuity. But anyway, time will tell us about that. Now, hypothetically, if we don't sign Semenyo, and if you have to look at positions, and we have gaping holes clearly, we spoke about it. Do you, which position do you reckon would be the first one that we actually need to look at and invest, sort of strengthen? I will come to Tushar a little later because I know his answer, but I'd like to hear from you, Sid, on what do you think would be the first position? Maybe one or two, but
Center mid,
let's start with the
an
priority key
upgrade in
position that you
Casemiro,
feel we need to fill in.
preferably, if he can. Otherwise, then then a left wing back. If not Semenyo, then a good alternative. We've been reading David Munoz, whose name. A lot of other wing backs have also been scouted. And then, a center back, a left-sided center back, and upgrade on Shaw and Martinez. Uh, yeah, I think these would be the three positions. Though, then center mid and left wing back.
Your position,
Daniel Mead,
Tushar.
मैंने डेविड बोला अच्छा.
not David. Yeah, yeah. So I'll answer this with a Roy Keane quote after the last match. So he said that a part of football is when you're out of possession, right? And this team out of possession is nowhere near good enough. And I don't know where that intensity, that drive, and belief is to try and get a result. And of course, he was trying to refer to the middle of the park as well, not just overall as a team. So yeah, it's a clear gaping hole midfield. I mean, we need to. So imagine after this season, we could be without Casemiro, Bruno, and Mainoo, and we wouldn't just need one or two then. I mean, we might need three. With the same thing that happened with the forward line, of course, we were not anticipating that next season we would be in the same position when it comes to our midfield. But that is how it seems now, because with Bruno's latest interview and of course, I don't see Mainoo having like a miraculous turnaround at United. I really don't see that. And Casemiro's days are all but done for sure. He's not
But then
signing an extension
we
at all.
do have a lot of youngsters coming,
So yeah,
especially in the midfield position from academy. The likes of Jim Thwaite, Jack Fletcher, who made his debut. Then you have Fitzgerald, you have Ibrahimov. I mean, wouldn't you block their paths to the first team by signing three midfielders?
do you think any of these three would be a
But
starting
then you
11 next
wouldn't.
season?
तीन midfielders तो वैसे भी start नहीं करेंगे ना. तो तूने बोला तीन sign करने होंगे, right? So हाँ, so उनमें से एक तो academy
These
से fill
first
हो
two
सकता है ना.
midfielders are going away, na? Depends on the academy progress, and like it's not as if Amarin has been known to do that. As in, like we could even in a season like this one, we don't see many academy players coming in due to whatever reason. They're young as well, but maybe if we're in more competitions, maybe if we're in the Europa League or the Conference League, I'm not sure. Maybe that is when we get to see them having a little more playing time. But if we are losing Bruno, Casemiro, and Mainoo, like I am not counting on an academy graduate to be filling in any of these three positions right now because all
Oh.
three potentially are starters. Okay,
Ugarte
two of them are
could
nailed to
Ugarte could
start.
also leave. I
Don't
mean,
have enough. मतलब
हाँ Ugarte भी तो
उगाटे
जा
तो
सकता
कैप्टन
है.
बनेगा नेक्स्ट सीजन ब्रूनो के बाद
So that was my next question. I mean, there are obviously rumors that we will probably see Xerxes go to Roma. We don't know. There are rumors, and it is bound to happen given that it's a World Cup year. He might go out on loan because he wants game time. He wants to be selected for his national squad. Again, those are ambitions at the age in which all these players are. Having said that, do you see who are the
In
departures that you
January
see?
or some
In my
January
opinion, I mean,
transfer
I just
window.
want to start off just carrying forward my initial points. No, no, no. Now, and we can also add them to summer. Like, ideally, I don't want to see Ugarte anymore play for this club, rather. But I don't think he's going to leave now. He's going to leave only in the summer. I don't see any other team coming in for him right now. Uh, then again, there are the other two players who were in question. Mainoo, will he go out on loan because he was almost going to go out on loan during the initial transfer window, the summer transfer window, and then yes, there's Xerxes. So who are the departures that
So I
you
don't see many.
potentially see this transfer window
No,
and also summer?
so I don't see many departures in this
Yeah,
window,
go on, Sid.
barring Xerxes probably. That too only if we get a signing in first, because uh, I mean we will not deplete ourselves at the base of a player wanting to play in his national team for the World Cup. That would not be our priority. So we will not commission a departure irrespective. Midfield में I don't think कोई departure होगा. Kobe Mainoo is staying put, in my opinion. I am not expecting much movement in the winter transfer window, barring one in and one out. Either ways.
I find it as a very good positive sign in our sort of attempt to get Semenyo, because those have been tier one sources again, and the timing. I mean, it seems like good planning. That one coming in, one going out, having a player off your wage bill who's not contributing much either, and you know that he's not a part of long-term plan anyway. Far from, he's not the kind of player that Amarin can be. So yeah, and अभी उसका value उतना भी depreciate नहीं हुआ, which maybe would depreciate further if he keeps playing for us and he's not performing too well. He's not going to get us much anyway in return. So yeah, hopefully this would happen, like one in, one out with Semenyo coming in. It's all interesting though. Like now that it is public
Yeah.
news, there has to be one
And
club who's going to
and have we ever
sort
lost to City
of
when
value
the
for
when
a
the
single player?
race has been out there this open in the market? I don't remember.
Apart
Maguire,
from Ronaldo, who
Maguire,
else was it? Who were
then
like
Sanchez.
Maguire, Ronaldo is
Can
what I
forget
can tell.
Sanchez. Uh,
I,
I think
City didn't lose, man.
Laporte City won. We
City
were
won it
also involved.
one big
Aymeric
time.
Laporte, but I
That
think
was
City won the race. John Stones also. City won the race. But see, टेविस तो यार वो तो अलग ही था. वो तो मतलब
And there's
रिवेंज मूव थी. No, on the
well,
it got
it
me
is what it
thinking.
is,
We
but
could have a complete midfield revamp next season. Because Ugarte could move, Casemiro in all probability would move, Bruno could move, Mainoo, if he's not advised properly.
I don't
That's
see
not the
Bruno
right
move.
way
I
to go
still
about
feel
it. I
the
mean, you
team will
can't
be
win a
built
league
around
if you
Bruno.
build it around
In
Cunha.
my,
Again, I agree with Tushar
but you
for a
the
change.
they will
That
not.
team won't be built around Bruno.
beg to differ. I think he'd still continue to do that.
So,
अगर वैसा होता तो then he could have easily gone to Saudi even last year. And th- that being said, I still feel he will still be
which means
that
which
focal
means
point
Mainoo would move
around
on
whom एक team
essentially.
built
Because
होगी
अगर वो
because
रुक
you
गया तो
have
नहीं
people.
जाएगा. I think ये long term planning तो
Yeah,
नहीं दिखाती ना फिर.
Why he will be 32 next
कितना
season.
भी creative हो वो, I'm not doubting that, but
Yeah, and then every player has their own personal aspiration as well, right?
he
Like
might also want to win
he
titles.
feels
में
he
यहाँ
can
तो
play
at
at the
least
top, and
clearly
clearly he can.
28
So
से
why
पहले
would
हम
he
नहीं
go to
जीत रहे,
Saudi?
right?
no, but even the vision that he's been given, right? It's when you hear him speak about United's future, he wants to be part of the team that is eventually going to see a change. When I say change, it's more on the larger scale of things. कि मतलब finally now we have a brand of football. Finally, we have a team which you would want to fear when you visit Old Trafford. And he being the captain of such a team when there is a new stadium coming in, I think he wants to be part of that larger vision of the club. But
Outside
how
of that,
far
His
we will
contract his
reach
contract
when
concludes
that
in
vision is closer
2027. I
is
think
something that
I'm sure
only
we
time
do
will tell
have
us.
a year extension option. But I think he will move on in the coming is that's what my gut tells me that he will move on in 26.
But you, sorry, one last point on this, and then I'll let Tushar come in. Whenever you're also thinking of a clear out, right, a mass clear out of, you never clear out an entire position completely. Clearly, when you see the pecking order right now, no, Casemiro is going to leave because
But yeah,
we can't afford his wages.
forward line में
उसका
किया
हो
ना
गया
पूरा
contract, and it's
cancellation.
no, but there is a massive difference. Forward line, you already
No,
had
we
only
had
one or two players.
Rashford, we had
Midfield, mein, when
we
you he doesn't hate Bruno. He, and in fact,
Anthony
where has
Rashford
he
has a
ever
world.
spoken ill about Bruno? Your manager trusts you. Understand कि वो भी एक बहुत जरूरी चीज है,
it's a complicated
right? And अगर
situation
वो नहीं
to
होता तो he might
release
have
to be
changed the captain
seen.
also for all you know.
See, I mean, हाँ
भाई
agree क्या
outside of
वही
that
मैं बोल रहा हूँ
interview,
मेरे
I would
दिमाग
have
में
been
भी
with
वही
you.
प्ले कर
Maybe not to the, no, maybe not to the as licking extent that Abhi you are giving out to Bruno, but outside of that interview, I would have been with you. But clearly, like even from like what you hear from good sources, like James talks about it very often at Market Ears as well, that we have been planning outside of Bruno for a while now, because we know his legs are also depreciating year on year and wear and tear हो रहा है. And given the duress he puts his body under, it is fair as well. And for this season, we can actually see it. We can literally see it for the first time that he is lagging a little bit, even though we are playing only one competition. And now, in any case, he's a brilliant player. He's still our best player by far, and but he needs more runners behind him. Without that interview, would have loved for him to stay
yeah
here
I'm
and
with
stay
Tushar
in
on that
undivided. But I'm not too sure. Maybe it could be a mistake. Well, yeah, Rooney ने भी तो mistake की थी. कितने
so
players
on
करते
while we
हैं
are talking
नहीं
about
मतलब
midfielders if if all what would be your ideal signings not dream signings ideal signings for the summer into summer let's put it for the summer
I think Anderson
Casemiro
was
getting a
saying
5-year renewal
Anderson getting signed and another one. ano- Yeah, at maybe Nice or some other club. Other. And the third one could be like a youngster, an up and coming youngster who has good potential. I don't see us making an Anderson type signing twice. I can't see the Paleba water coming in if Anderson is coming in. So the third one either has to come from another league or maybe a youngster who's coming from our league, so that does not, like you said as well, completely. I mean, it can't be that demotivating for an academy either. There has to be a routine. Because
वो
this
तो भी
season we
17
have
साल का है वो तो
Cunha as
बहुत
well,
छोटा
Colombian guy,
नहीं नहीं नहीं
right?
नहीं नहीं
Colombian.
मिड को भी मिडफील्डर को
He's a
भी
left
साइन
back.
किया है जो
Left
अगले
back.
साल ज्वाइन करेगा
Of course.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is what I feel like that Bruno needs
Bobby
a destroyer needs to be to flourish.
Yeah, I agree with the thought of Anderson. I would love for either one of him or Wharton to come in. I think both of them have potential, but Mera, a part of me also feels there's this conundrum that I'm there, right? Mentally, ki, had Kobe Mainoo been in any other team, because the way I look at him, he's a great ball carrier. He can retain possession well. He can bring play out from defense to midfield and to the final third. थोड़ा कुछ कर सकता है. And that is the kind of attacking intent that I would love to see from players, forward passing players. Exactly what Wharton does. Wharton does it very well. Ball बढ़िया लेता है from defense. He carries it forward. And because he's also left footed, there's a lot of grace in the way he sort of plays those passes. And he's a little hard tackler compared to perhaps a Kobe. Kobe, I think one of the things that has not worked well for him is he's not physically established as well as many of these other English counterparts have. in that respect, I would love to see Anderson come into the picture. But one of him or Wharton would do. And yeah, I think the other point also I agree ki maybe someone else from another league who's okay, because we also have this English tax now, right? Every English player is so expensive. So I'd rather want to look at the next Rodri, Zubimendi, whatever send up, but not another Ugarte. Someone who's a little more physically established, someone who can meet the demands of what the Premier League has to offer, because that is where we have lacked in the last few seasons.
And yeah, the fact of the matter is that Kobe is not quick enough to be in an Amorim midfield right now, and he's not creative enough to replace Bruno. But he doesn't even come close. When do you remember him like changing wing with his left foot, with his right foot? I don't remember that too much. He's a very good ball player. Yes, he's very good at shielding the ball, protecting the ball. Very good first touch. He is strong as well on the ball. But he seems a little bit Seedorf-esque, right? But yeah, I don't see how he fits in this team. Not at the moment currently. Anyway, maybe we needed. एक वो भी होता है ना कि are you letting your players have a good chance at success, which is how we say in even corporates and organizations as well, right? Maybe it's not a good fit, but because of both sides, not just the club, not just the player either, it just wasn't good timing because we were maybe at a part of our, maybe it was that year where we were struggling in a particular way where you could not flourish and your value dipped from like starting the final with England to where he is right now. Who would have imagined this? Nobody in the entire world would have. So, but it is, I think it is somewhat fair as well because Amorim is not nuts, right? कि वो खिलाएगा ही नहीं प्लेयर को उसको कोई दुश्मनी नहीं है मतलब there is no other agenda there is no ulterior motive here and we know him to be very frank in his interviews, right? Always he says one thing only: I put the team so that I can win this particular game. That's all. With or without Mainoo, it does not matter to me. I'm
So
putting
I
the team
think
who I feel has the strongest
my ideal scenario would be Anderson or Baleba, Mainoo staying, and then a squad player like Gomez from Wolves coming in to make a solid three in the midfield. I think this is. I think if you see Bruno's journey at yeah, Bruno leaving, Bruno and Casemiro both leaving. I think if you see Bruno's journey, I think this is his last. Cunha and Momo, you depend on your number tends to be the creative force. You modify a game to make Kobe your orchestrator from the back. See, if you look at it that way,
will be too
जो
thin,
अभी
man.
हम system खेल रहे हैं, it is still based in chaos, and we've always thrived in chaos, even in the time in the reign of Solskjaer, right? But clearly, it has not taken us anywhere. So we need to arrive at a point wherein there is balance, there is sense of semblance, there is sense of control in our game, which I think Kobe gives us better option than Bruno. So that's the stance that I'm coming from, and you because I'll give you a frame of reference when Martinez came into the picture. While we did lose obviously Bruno's creativity, but we did not look weak in the middle. We looked stable in the middle. We looked like a team who could control the game from the middle of the park. So that's the angle that I'm coming from.
Small sample size.
No, I'm just giving an
I
example
mean,
कि
Villa
अगर
was
ये
retreating.
multiple games में repeat होता है
What you're saying. But I feel in terms
वो तो हमेशा वो तो
of
जब भी
it
ब्रूनो
would be
जाएगा
a very
हमेशा ही होगा
big
यार
short
मतलब
match
कभी ना
for
कभी
us.
we have to plan
Uh,
for life without ब्रूनो ना
but but it's not ज़्यादा like two new players in the midfield and who are not known to be good at attacking and then Mainoo. But ठीक है चलो I guess next season these are the problems for next season perhaps. So I think the best time to enter Fergie time now. So we have Newcastle coming up in our next game at Old Trafford. What are your predictions and who are your scorers if at all you are wanting
Duppy
for us to score?
Interesting question. I would want United to score. Obviously, that's not. I'll never say, "Arey, United कोई goal मत मारो." That's never. But I have a feeling we'll lose 2-0. I have a feeling we'll get bullied by
see
Walter Marde, however you pronounce his name. He's been very good in whatever little he has played for Newcastle. kept things simple. And we are such an eccentric team, right? It with so many players who wouldn't be there, it's very difficult, very dicey. I don't want to predict a defeat,
You know
but
what I hate
something
right
tells me
now
we
is
might lose this.
that there's an inquest into Amarim's future every time we lose or every time we draw, right? Anything but a win. So I think for that, I want that to stop. And for that, I think while my heart wants a win, I just want us to not lose against Newcastle because Newcastle is a movie team, extremely physical. Every team finds their form against United, and it's not only this season; it has been since forever. I mean, but having said that, I think we might lose 1-0. I'm not too optimistic about the match, especially given our injuries and how physical they are. We've always struggled against physical teams, and nothing tells me that it is going to be any different on Friday.
Folks, wherever you're watching this podcast from, the eternal optimist thinks that we're going to lose. Just check outside your windows. It might be raining or
Unicorns
snowing.
flying.
There might be
Push music.
something that would be earth shattering right now.
Yeah,
What do you think, Tushar?
directly talking to our 4 subscribers.
Hey, we get 50 views, so okay.
So I think we will win 2-1. And
शेषको एंड कूने
for us.
शेषको बहुत गोल ही नहीं करेगा इस सीजन खाली 2 गोल करेगा पूरी सीजन
नहीं नहीं बाद में करेगा अभी तो yeah, Cunha, I would say, because he'll be taking penalties as well now that he's not there. And again, maybe have. The other one would be who would be
और
midfield would
Casemiro
be
now that
one of
he'll be
the
back in the
keys,
game
maybe a defender. Would be, so I consider Casemiro as like an ugly slow defender anyway. Yeah, could
Wait,
be.
so you're predicting a win for
so
United?
so guys remember this is Tushar
And what's the score?
so
Sorry.
remember guys this is Tushar one time
2-1.
Tal winner talking about Casemiro the 5-time Champions League winner ugly duckling
Animaro.
What do you see? Like,
I
who
think
will
Casemiro
start for
got
us
it
in the midfield?
दोनों के favorite players
I
And there,
2-1
Tushar,
2-1
do you still
bonus
maintain your 2-0 victory with that midfield?
don't think Ugarte. I
2-1,
don't
sorry.
think Ugarte will
who will
start the
start then
game.
Martinez
But please, he shouldn't.
I don't
which
think.
means then the team picks itself right जो
I'd
Could
rather
be.
हमारी
watch
second half
Martinez
से
start.
team थी once Bruno left वही team होगी
Can Mount not play
then
midfield?
how will you
I've
I
seen
don't
him play
think
midfield.
Amorim will take Mount away from the number 10
So,
position वो तो chance ही नहीं
But Ugarte तो नहीं खेलेगा.
he's a better player in that attacking half जहाँ पे वो press कर सकता है from the wings. The good thing with Mount is he plays well either on the left side or the right side. But yeah, it's better to avoid him from the center of the midfield.
So by the way, just want to with this particular match. So I had seen this exact
2-0 हारे थे हम
Old Trafford last season. In Manchester, of course. And as far as like I could hear other fans talking about the game after the game was over, it was arguably the worst match
I remember this
they've
match
ever seen in their entire lives. And I could sense, yeah, and I could sense that when I was watching the match as well, it was dead. It was so bad. It was so bad. It was like playing against a team that is playing 3-4 leagues above than you are, getting bullied left, right, and center. It was such a shitty game. Just for that, I feel it's not
I
going to be the
have
same
I
Enrique.
the reason I said 1-0 match is I have trauma of the same match. I mean, I could not believe my eyes. I mean, it was the worst match. And I have said that about a lot of matches. It was the worst match of the post-4 era, and I kid you not.
मैंने live देखा भाई of all matches. So yeah, our next 4 games, we have Newcastle at home, we have Wolves at home, and then we have Leeds away and Burnley away.
City
And
and
this is our
Arsenal.
so-called easy stretch before we start playing against City and Arsenal.
9.
So how many points do you feel we will get from these next 4 games?
Eternal optimist said 9. Which game? Wait, Newcastle we do, so we win the rest, is what you believe. Want to, I want to be as optimistic as you, but I can't say 9. I think it'll be 7. I think the Derby game is a tricky game. It's us going away. While we've had the better of Leeds in the past, I just sense that one of those games is there's just a draw written all over it. I still fancy us winning over Wolves and Burnley. So yeah, I think 7 is where I put my hat on Tushar.
तुषार खाली predictions इसी segment में खाली
By the way,
optimistic होते
quite
हैं
honestly,
मोगी time में बस
यही है भाई, यही है मतलब बिना बिना irony के नींद नहीं आती. So actually, to be very honest, I have put down 12 points only because I feel we are going to win both games at home. And Leeds and Burnley, we are going to beat them away anyway. But if I was to put my money on this, I would predict 10 points. But I still feel that we can surprise a lot of people and possibly win all 4. If we were to drop points from any of these, I would maybe
it's a
pick
difficult
Burnley
away
by
ground. It's a
of-
weird
of
away
all
ground.
teams.
Small,
But,
compact.
yeah.
It's difficult for us wherever
By
we
the
go.
way, if we
So next
just one last
thing,
thing,
it's
if we
not
get
not
10 or
really
20
a
points from the
question,
next
but
4, I'm pretty confident that we will enter top 4. I'm certain that we will enter top 4, not only top 5, top 4. No, only at the end of
even though we
the
have a
next
tougher
4
run
matches, if we
coming
get
in.
12 or 10 points. Because the way the league is
Yeah,
moving
at the end
up
of
and
the
down,
4 games
we
is
will
what.
see ourselves among the top 4. Sorry?
But not the end of the season, sir.
No, वो अगली
What do you think at the
podcast
end
के
of
लिए
the
बचा
season?
के रखते हैं, but I think 5th is my team.
So, by the way, this next one little, I think it's a penultimate point of discussion. Not really a question, but and out of all the United pundits, I think I love
Naturally.
hearing what Loikin has to say the most. Yeah, just with what he says and his own personality. So he said one thing about Sheshko, and I feel it is bang on. I can see this even during the games. So what he said is, I like Cunha. He's a bit selfish, a bit mad. He reminds me of Ronaldo when I used to lose my head at him for not passing the ball. And the next minute, he'd score a hat trick. That's what United need again. Less smiles, more killers. Let Seshko learn to be a little selfish too. And I've actually seen this in games where he has taken maybe a second longer. Maybe he has tried to find somebody for an assist, and he's not like the clips that we all would have seen before he came in, his RB Leipzig goals, right? And when we see him score literally from outside of the box every other game,
Dreamers.
and
Yeah.
yet exactly, we have not seen even a single, maybe one shot, maybe one
Not a
shot.
glimpse of that either. Yeah.
Not seen him like kill the ball, like blast the ball like there's no tomorrow. And I think it's got to do with confidence, yes. And I've been in that position, so मैं समझ भी सकता हूँ कि कैसा होता है उस time पे. You don't want to make a bad shot and then everybody's eyes on you and the crowd is going a particular way. But I still feel he has room to trust his gut, to trust his skill a little bit more,
Absolutely.
and it'll do him a lot of good for sure. I don't feel Cunha is
Yeah,
one of the
agreed.
most selfish
Absolutely.
players either, but the analogy I liked. So, by the way, to close, does everyone feel it's Arsenal's title to lose? And City's only 2 points behind, by the way, and of course they have Erling Haaland in top form. And more than him. I think it was his uptake was expected. A lot of their midfielders have entered the party, especially
I think
Cherky
it is
and
Arsenal's title
Foden,
tide.
of all people.
They are defensively very resolute, and I think that will be the difference maker. But whoever wins the match against between them will win the title. I hope City wins. I hope
I
City
feel
wins.
City will win.
Because we've heard
I
the
feel
rumors, right, that this might just be Guardiola's last season in Premier League. Yeah.
really?
No,
कहाँ
no.
जाएगा वो?
So
He has a contract until
sorry.
next year. That's about it.
Ornstein came out with an article a couple of days ago saying that Enzo Macheshka, if I'm pronouncing his name correctly,
Maresca.
But he clarified. He already clarified. Maresca was asked this question. Uh, I don't think he's going to
no.
go
So
out
what
of
he said is that
Chelsea, at least in the
next
interim.
season, because people
Yeah,
around the
yeah.
club, they are sensing that this would be Guardiola's last season at City.
But see, we will only know closer. Maresca has a contract until 27 with Chelsea.
We are talking about Maresca
That's
because he's
that's
been destined to take
David
up the City job.
That's what
He's
Ornstein
been
said.
touted to take over after Guardiola. Yeah, yeah, it is weird. Yeah, back to the potential title winners, both painful, both annoying. But if I have to look at purely from a squad basis, the more formidable team among the two is Arsenal's. But if I look at pure individual forms of some of the players, oh, City's got something right now. Still feel it's Arsenal's title to lose, but just for the annoying fans that are around, uh, the annoying Arsenal fans
Can Aston Villa
just
do a
might
Leicester
want
and
City to win
pull off a
only
miracle?
between the two.
Is there a probability?
God. Uh,
We might just finish in the top four. Villa is not going to win the title at all. मतलब us finishing in the top four is looking.
Villa वाली
I mean, I mean,
points
more
पीछे है
likely than
Arsenal से
Villa
पहले.
winning the title. I mean, as
but they are बहुत ज्यादा depth है Arsenal and City का. And, they just have a far better team. Their second string team will start for most of our for the rest most of the other teams, including Villa's also. A lot of their players can start for Villa. I think Arsenal and City are way too strong. Either of them win, it's just destiny for them. It's heartache for us.
Villa don't have a lot of players firing either. Like Leicester, में Vardy and Mahrez were another level altogether. It's not as if Watkins
And
has been at the top
if
of
they
the scoring
don't have a
charts.
lot of
Maybe that
players
would
firing for them, 10 मैचेस
maybe
ऐसे जीत गए 11 में से. Last yeah.
Vardy, you yourself, I remember mentioned it last time as well. They've had so many scrappy victories. Like, how did they win against us, man? It was what? Like, they didn't do much to win the game. But yeah, मेरे लिए भी surprising ही था for to hear that they won 10 out of the 11
Especially after the
last Premier
start.
League games is unbelievable.
Just one more point, right? एक और point, sorry. I also don't want Ugarte to start for one more reason. So there's this Ugarte curse that's been happening for us this year. Every game he started for us, we've lost, including the nightmare against Grimsby. But yeah, that Ugarte curse has to end somewhere. And I'd rather want
If we
it to
win
end by him
if we
not
win
starting
with him
than
not
risking
starting
him
वो तो
playing
curse
until
end
we
नहीं
win.
हुआ ना. If CJ gets pushed down the line.
My point is I still don't want to see him. मैं चाहता ही नहीं हूँ वो खेले. वो मैं रिस्क लेना ही नहीं चाहता. As Babu Rao would have said, बिल्कुल रिस्क नहीं लेने का.
Also, by the way, next six out of next six Villa's Premier League games, they play
इसलिए वो
Chelsea
नीचे
away,
आ जाएंगे.
Arsenal away, Palace away, and Newcastle away. I think on that note, we can call it a wrap. So please, we'll just I mean, we beg you to like, share, comment, subscribe. We're a group of three friends, just all things United. We're every single week, or at least we're trying to. Not another United podcast. I know for you it's just a simple click of a button, but for us it could go a long way. So yeah, hope to see you in a few days after rounding Newcastle victory, just like it's to optimist predicted.
Bye bye.
We
Cheers.
thump the Toonies.
See you soon. Bye bye.